Before we get into the rhythms and the strum patterns that I have on the sheet, we're going to talk about just kind of the basics of how to read rhythms, what the symbols are, what everything means. So in this example, we'll talk about 4/4. So anytime you look at a piece of music, you'll have a time signature at the beginning, and then you'll have these lines that will go on throughout the music, and they'll divide the music. Those lines are called bar lines. In between each bar line is one measure. So when you see something like this that says 4/4, this is telling you that you can expect to see 4 beats per measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. So you're basically going to be counting to 4 and then resetting and starting in each measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on and on. So 4 beats per measure, quarter note gets the beat, and another way that you'll see 4/4 is like this. Sometimes you'll just see a C at the beginning, and what that means is common time. Now, you'll need to know just some basic symbols to let you know when to play and when not to play. So when you see this circle that's not covered in, not filled in, that's called a whole note. And a whole note is going to get 4 beats. A circle not colored in with a stick on it is a half note. That will get 2 beats. A quarter note is a circle colored in. That'll get 1 beat. And an eighth note has this little flag on the end of it, or if they're written together, they'll have that stick across the top connecting the two. An eighth note gets half of a beat. And just like you have notes or symbols that tell you when to play and for how long, basically, you have symbols that tell you when not to play, rests. So I wrote these on the staff over here because the whole note and half note rests look kind of similar. So if you look at a staff, on this line, which is the D line, if you have this, basically this colored in square coming down from the D line, that's a 4 beat rest. That's a whole note rest. If you have this on the B line coming up, that's a half note rest. So some examples of this would be if you're in 4/4 and you see a whole note in that measure, remember your job is just to count to 4 and start over. So that will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If you see 2 half notes, each one gets 2 beats. 2 beats, 2 beats adds up to 4. A half note is made up of essentially 2 quarter notes. So your 4 beats are represented. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we wanted to play quarter notes, you would have, there's your beat 1, there's your beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. So everything adds up to 4. We're in 4/4. Now, when we get into eighth notes, and again, you could have these in different combinations. You could have 2 quarters and then a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing on each downbeat. 1, 2, 3. I don't play on 4 because this half note needs to receive its full 2 beats. You could have a rest in there, and then another quarter note. So it would be 1, 2, rest, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would rest on beat 3. If we get into eighth notes, say we had something like this: a quarter, 2/8, a quarter, 2/8. We still have our primary. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Those are the 4 primary downbeats. So this eighth note, since it receives half of a beat, if you're tapping your foot, when your foot is in the air, that's the end of the beat. So this rhythm would go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So the trick is you have to commit to a tempo and you have to stay in time. So when I see something with quarter notes, I'm subdividing, which means breaking the beat down more. I'm subdividing the next level. So if I see quarter notes, I'm counting eighth notes. So I would count this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I gave the quarter its full beat. I had 2/8, a quarter, 2/8. So notice I count the and of 1, but I don't play on it because that quarter needs its full beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that is the trick. That's the basis of rhythm and counting and subdividing in 4/4. You can get into 16th notes and all that. You can have different combinations. You know, eighth note rest, quarter note. It doesn't matter. But if you're in 4/4, it's going to add up to 4 primary beats per measure between the bar lines. So you want to keep it in 4. You want to be counting to 4. You want to be subdividing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when I'm playing a piece of music or I'm sight reading something, I'm counting, I'm thinking rhythm, I'm not guessing. If you guess, you're going to get into trouble, and drummers will hate you for it. So this is the basis of what we'll do next on the chord sheet, and I'll demonstrate 4 really common strum patterns and rhythms that are in 4/4, just some different combinations. So if you have any questions, email me, Shane@greenhillsguitarstudio.com. Yeah, see you next time.